Crossout developers, I have one question for you guys. Do you guys even play your own game? Because looking at these new plan changes, it doesn't look like you play your own game. Some of these changes are okay, but some of these are really ridiculous. So we're gonna get into it. These are plan changes, nothing is final, and everything is still subject to change. So we're gonna start at the top and go down to the bottom where the more ridiculous changes are. Starting off with the special part, the M37 piercer, they're planning to reduce the damage by 7%. The last piercer change was also a nerf, I believe the durability or the damage, and now yet another nerf. And what they're saying is it was showing excessive effectiveness at 4,000 and 6,000 par score. Well, don't they take into account that people can use modules, more radiators, more coolers to make a more effective chameleon, new cabins? I don't think it's necessarily the gun's fault that it's overperforming because of all the modules you can add to it to perform better. I mean, that's the whole point of modules. So I don't know. I'm not a piercer user, and I'm not sure if this change was justified. If you are a piercer user, let me know if this change makes sense or if it doesn't make sense. So leave it in the comment section down below. Next, we'll move on to the more controversial ones. The epic parts, the Varun crossbow and the Ermac cabin. I personally think this is the scummiest change that they've done. The reason is because there's a fusion event going on right now where the crossbow, the Varun crossbow has a god fusion and the Ermac cabin has a god fusion. And they waited till the end. People buy their expensive Varuns and their expensive Ermacs. And then, oh, you guys got your nice infused and shiny cabin and weapon? Well, we're going to nerf them. And they're going to be worthless after this update. And once you upgrade an item, it's basically worthless because you can't sell it for any coin. You can't unfuse it. That would be great though. But yeah, they changed the Varun crossbow. Base damage reduced by 10%. Base impact impulse increased by 25%. Perk no longer increases the impulse from the hit. Ammunition reduced from 60 to 50 points. Durability reduced from 598 to 529. Mass reduced from 280 to 700 kilograms. Accuracy reduced by 25%. I'm not sure about that one though. That seems a bit harsh to have the accuracy reduced. And now the weapon has a reload that lasts for 0.3 seconds. You might not even feel it, but I'm not a Varun player. I've been on the receiving end, and I'm not saying this change wasn't needed. It was hard to deal with Varun players. I just think it was scummy, the timing of it all, to have like a fusion event and make people invest and then, you know, nerf it. I think that's just really scummy. Same thing with the Ermac. Ermac cabin, really powerful. I'm an Ermac main, but this is just the way they did it. I got the fusion too, so it really hurts me, so it just sucks. But they reduced the damage resistant bonus received from the perk from 10% to 70%, which, you know, it's a deserved nerf. The Ermac, I was playing it so much, it's a really strong cabin, but I would handle this differently. I'll just explain it a little bit. The bonus active time reduced from 7 to 6 seconds, and bonus boost delay increased from 0.4 seconds to 0.5 seconds. So personally, what I would do is I would reduce the active time of the perk from 7 seconds to 4 seconds, because you know how good it feels to have like a tanky build. You know, tanky builds, big buff builds were always punished by fast builds, shotgun builds, machine gun builds. But with the Ermac cabin, you were finally able to be tanky, absorb damage, and still deal damage, you know, but it was a little bit too much, I guess. So if you adjust the timer of the effectiveness a little bit, that might already be good, but keep the same 30% resistance. Like, tanky builds are suffering so much in this game, and they're even planning to like hurt tanky buff slow rotating builds even more, but we'll get to that. The ML200 legs got a nice buff, increased their top speed from 40 to 50 kilometers per hour because they're changing the perk of the Step Spider cabin, the cabin that was promoted so heavily that it was a cabin designed for spider legs, mechanical legs, but that will be no longer the case. It will only buff the short course rockets like Locust, Crickets, those type of weapons, and it will decrease their damage by 30%, which is a lot. 30% is a lot, but have less spread. There's not even a percentage there, and the projectile speed is increased by 50%, which is, it's a big buff, 50%, but 30% less damage. That's rough. They also changed the parameters of the Step Spider cabin, so it has more tonnage, less mass limit, and the weight is obviously also reduced, and a maximum speed of 68 kilometers per hour. The Step Spider cabin is still a medium cabin, by the way. It was one of the uniquest medium cabins we had in the game, but I don't know, they just messed it up. And it was surprising to see how many people on the forums were angry at the Step Spider change. I personally always said, like, give the Step Spider a special perk for mechanical legs. Like, give the legs a quick dash or a speed boost or give the legs ability to increase or decrease their ride height, stuff like that. Something really unique for legs, but I don't know. They give a Crossout mobile perk or something. I don't know. And then the next one, Oppressor Engine, another ridiculous change that I'm personally not happy about. The maximum rotation speed reduced from 100% to 70%. Nobody asked for this change. Who asked for this change? Like, they're hurting big tanky builds even more. You know how hard it is to use a cannon that rotates super slow against a shotgun build? It is extremely slow. The only thing that would save us was the Oppressor Engine. And people might say, from 100% to 70% is not a lot. But, it is a lot. Try playing a tanky build with cannons against a shotgun build. It's not easy. Having that extra rotation speed really helped us out. But I don't know. They're just going to do what they want, I guess. Another change is for the Caucasus automatic machine gun, reducing the third rotation speed from 77% or degrees per second to 60 degrees per second, which I guess people had an issue with the Caucasus. Last time I played it, I got so much hate mail in the comments or in the chat in game, like, noob, no skill weapon, you noob, blah, blah, blah. Dude, I was just having fun with my meat grinders and my Ermac. Like, give me a break, man. But apparently people have a hard time dealing with the Caucasus. I've been playing for a while. I know how to deal with Caucasus. Caucasus don't give me problems, You can go in cover, you can time it, you can do so much stuff to counter the Caucasus. But I guess for new players, this is a good change so they don't have to struggle against the Caucasus. The Ghost Cabin got a good buff though. Damage boost from the perk increased from 4% to 7%. And the time to accumulate the maximum charge is reduced from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. So it's a good change, but I still think the Ghost Cabin is pretty useless. Another change I don't like is the hovers. The past 2 weeks since the updates, I've been tweaking and adjusting my build so much to make them work again. And now another change, reducing the tonnage from 900 to 700 kilograms on the Icarus 7 hovers. Like, bruh, calm down with the hovers. I know the hovers are pretty strong in Clan Wars right now. Breaker hovers are just broken OP. Faroon hovers were broken OP. But that's just because the changes you made earlier, previous to this one. I think the top speed of the hovers is way too high. 75, 80 kilometers max is good. And if you make hover slow again, give us our durability back so that we can absorb some shots, because there's already a counter against hover builds. People just don't know it yet. I'll have a video out on it tomorrow, but there's a counter to hover builds. And what the devs maybe don't understand, Crossout has a rock paper scissors mechanic. There's dog builds. If you want to counter dog builds, there's spider builds. If you want to counter spider builds, there's fast hover builds. And if you want to counter fast hover builds, you use dog builds. But after the supercharged update, dog builds and spider builds became useless and hovers became dominant. But there's already a build out there that can take out hovers super easy, so I don't know why they bother with the change. They need to take their time, collect feedback on the hovers, and then try to change something. Just random changes each week, it's not good. It's not a good look, Crossout. It's not a good look. The Tsunami got a good buff though. Now your perk can still charge even if you're moving a little bit, as long as you don't exceed 15 kilometers per hour. So now on hovers, you'll be able to use the perk a lot more. The Aegis Prime module had an interesting change though, a pretty big one too. Energy drain reduced from 3 points to 2 points. Now that's massive, because people only want to use max 2 energy for a module, because that's why the Days module has not been in Clan Wars yet. I don't see it in PvP, because everything else, you want to optimize your weapon's damage output. So cannons want the reload module and an engine. Machine gun builds want radiators, coolers, same thing with shotguns. So having something that costs 3 energy, I don't know, it's kind of like people ask me to play shotguns with the Days module, but that means I'll only have room for 1 module, which is going to be a radiator, and you kind of want chameleon to it. So it's hard to balance everything out if something costs 3 energy. But anyways, the power score was also reduced to 800 points, cooldown reduced from 25 to 20 seconds. Durability of the protective field reduced from 1,000 points to 600 points. I'm not sure about that. And the penalty if you run more than 1 Aegis is increased from 30% to 40%. I would personally say keep the Aegises healthy at 1,000 points and make the bubble a little bit bigger. Even though it's going to be 2 energy, the Aegis bubble is a little bit too small to be viable. You still receive a ton of damage even if you pop the Aegis. So it's, I don't know, well, maybe it's going to be used more. But right now, the Aegis is only used in Leviathan Clan Wars. The Machinist Cabin also got a nice buff. So they're planning to increase the the durability of weapon for each 1,000 points from 8% to 10%, so that's nice. And the maximum durability bonus for weapons is increased from 25 to 35%. That's a lot, but the mounting points for the machinist cabins are still dumb, so it's still gonna be unused. They're also nerfing the Kami cabin. Vehicle's mass impact on acceleration increased by 17%. It made no sense why they buffed the Kami cabin when the battle pass just dropped. Nobody had the Kami cabin, but they buffed it. I think it was a trick to let people invest in the Kami cabin and then nerf it. I don't know. I'm just saying. It just seems weird. No, I know the Kami cabin is fast, but I don't know. Why buff it then in the first place? Now, the module that broke everything, the Omamori module, absorption capacity reduced from 360 to 300 points, cooldown to the capacity recovery increased from 3 to 4 seconds, capacity restoration rates reduced from 60 to 50 durability per second. Yeah, the Omamori broke all the metas in top tier clan wars, and even PvP. The Omamori is just a really, really good module. And yeah, that's the cause of a lot of weapons being super strong now. And the final change they have planned up until now is for the Ripper. They're buffing the Ripper a lot. Durability increased to 655 points, mass increased to 734 points, reload time reduced to 4.5 seconds, rotation speed increased by 80%. I wish all weapons got a rotation speed increase since you plan to nerf the oppressor engine. Optimal firing distance increased from 100 meters to 200 meters. Disc hit damage type changed to melee. I wonder what it was before. Damage from stuck disc increased by 2.5 times. Durability of a stuck disc increased from 50 to 100 points. Melee damage upon hitting frame is reduced by 70%. There was melee damage on those tiny things. But yeah, that's the changes for now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I mean, everybody on Reddit has already given their opinion. I was just kind of pissed with these patch notes, man. Like, or not patch note, plan changes. I agree with some of them, but some of them are just ridiculous. Like the oppressor one. Like, why? But yeah, I would say devs, if you need help, just contact me, man. I'll do it for free. I'll give you guys some feedback. I'll play the game enough. I do a lot of clan wars. I make videos. Like, I know how the game works. I'm probably better than you guys. But yeah, just ask me, man. I'm willing to help you guys. I love this game so much. Like, I want to see it grow and like be more popular, and that just increase people's frustration with changes you guys plan with your super tester. I don't know who those guys are, but they clearly don't know anything about the game. But anyways, that was for this one, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Peace out.